First this evening, two big developments in a years-long investigation into erased African-American cemeteries across the Bay Area. And this is 10 Tampa Bay at 6. I'm Dave Wagner.
And I'm Frank Wiley in for Courtney tonight. Leaders in Tampa unveiling a marker honoring an erased cemetery. In Clearwater, the battle to move lost graves plays out in court. That's after archaeologists found hundreds of graves under the Frank Crum staffing firm property and along Missouri Avenue.
It is a search that began 5 years ago with ground-penetrating radar. A dig in 2021 first confirmed 70 graves, but just a year later, they uncovered more than 300. In 2023, the company sued the CRA for the removal of the remains, which brings us to today. And 10 Investigates Emerald Morrow joins us live right now from Clearwater.
Yeah, 10 Investigates Emerald Morrow right there behind us. Emerald, a big decision made today by the judge.
Yeah, Frank, that is absolutely right. It looks like this case is going to head to trial, which is something we have never seen before here in this area as it relates to saving these African American cemeteries that have been erased. Now, the big topic in court today was actually a development agreement from the Clearwater Redevelopment Agency that promised all of those graves had been moved. That agreement was put in place way back in 1998, 6 years before Frank Crum moved in. The CRA attorney admitted today that agreement was breached, but argues the statute of limitations is up. Frank Crum co-president Matt Crum spoke to us exclusively about this case.
IMR Global found out that at one point there was a cemetery here, and they said, if we're going to go forward with this, we need you guys to guarantee that all the remains that were here were removed. And so the city put in that agreement, yes, we guarantee and warranty that all the remains that were here had been removed.
And ultimately, Frank Crum wants a court order saying that, yes, the CRA broke this promise. And they also want monetary damages to help move the graves to a proper resting place. And the next hearing is set for sometime in March. And as it relates to the trial, we don't know the date just yet, but we do know that a witness list is actually in place. And I got a chance to look at that. And meanwhile, as we are looking at what happens here in Clearwater with Frank Crum, there was actually another celebration over in the city of Tampa. There was a historical marker that was unveiled in Tampa for the historic Zion Cemetery.
1, 2, 3. All right.
That historical marker went up along North Florida Avenue, and it details how leaders back in the day intentionally erased this site, leaving graves there under buildings and apartments for nearly a century. Researchers say saving this history should matter to everyone.
Cemeteries are so important, particularly black cemeteries, because much of the history contained in black communities and the communities of other people throughout the city are found in black cemeteries. And those are the most under-recognized sites in the country.
And while this marker is certainly progress and a celebration for this community, there are still some challenges with land ownership. 10 Investigates was actually the first to report that there is a potential land swap in place with businessman Richard Gonsmart and the city of Tampa to help free up some of this land where the graves are so that they can work on restoring this entire site. And of course, we're going to keep you posted on every development, every step of the way. Reporting live in Clearwater, Emerald Morrow, 10 Investigates.
And Emerald has been covering the search for lost graves for nearly 6 years. From the discovery of 300 graves under a public housing complex in Tampa to several found under schools, businesses, and potential graves on MacDill Air Force Base. You can see those stories right now in our special series Erased, streaming on the 10 Tampa Bay Plus app.